Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the next to last episode of Congratulations to the 47th President, Dr. Cornel West. I am Tracy. I'm supposed to be having a guest here today, but um, obviously she's not here. So I'm just kind of checking to see what's going on. Um, Hope everybody is doing really well. Um, I'm trying to check something here really quick just to see did she possibly um, let me know that she's not coming. Nope. And did I send it? Did I send it? Okay, I'm coming, y'all. I promise I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. Um, I promise I'm coming. First off, welcome everybody. So, I'm here by myself, so we just gonna do the best that we can. Um, but of course I got some bills that I want to pay. First of all, please visit the website at www.cornelwest2024.com. Um, the campaign is still in need of donations to kind of shore up final campaign expenses. To satisfy some debts that were incurred. So your contribution of at least $5 would be greatly appreciated. And special announcement, um, join me Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. There will be a special election show. It will be congratulations to the 47th President Dr. Cornel West, the election day special. Um, will start at 7:30. Hopefully this will be all over with and we can just stop with these terrible ads. Um, so make sure I need all eyes on me and my guests because I should have some guests, but I should have had one tonight, but they didn't show up. I don't know why. But be here Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm still checking because I'm like, please say you're coming in. Cause she bugged me about being on. So um join me Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. We got some comments. John Caruso is the electoral. Is this the electoral version of fantasy football? I love Dr. West, but okay. See, John. See, I don't want to do this. See, because I'm just not here to play these games this evening. Um, some of us don't like genocide, and we don't like the way this country is going, so we're making an alternative choice. Um, it amazes me that people are so willing to support candidates that don't embrace their policies. But hey, that's just me. Vote for who you want to vote for, but not for me. Um, hello, Nelson. Hello, cousin. Long way from yes, I did have a show this evening, this afternoon about worse burgers, and at 7 I start talking about the West campaign. So I'm really um guys, I'm really stumped tonight. Usually I know exactly what I'm gonna talk about, and I'm like, um I'm stumped. Um I was really hoping my guests would come in tonight because bruh, I have some really good questions. Um I do want to talk about something really quick. And I forgot to put it in the comment section, and I'll type it in here just so a moment. Okay. So we are on our campaign. This channel is on the campaign for 25 likes, 15 shares. So that means I need 25 of you to like this podcast tonight. Yes, I know I'm by myself and I always struggle by myself and I don't do well by myself, but this still, this podcast needs all the help it can get. So just please remember to like this. We need 25 likes, and we also need 15 people to share the podcast, share it on your social media, share it to your friends via email. So it's the 25 likes, 15 shares. We're going to keep doing this until this channel grows to a level which I feel comfortable, which is around, once we hit that 600. I know we can't even get past 300, but once I hit that 3, we'll bump it up. But right now, it's 25 likes. We need you to like this page, like this podcast, 25 of you to like it. Or if you have several emails, you can do the same thing. But definitely we need 25 likes, 15 shares. I guess what I will talk about. Hooray, MTZ 900. Hello, hooray. What is your prediction for the election, Miss Tracy? Ha ha ha. I'll tell you here in a second. I'm going to go to Cornel West is by far the best candidate for president we have today. There is no if and or buts about it. Absolutely correct. My prediction, I think whoever wins, I have a strong feeling it's not going to go well for the Democrats. Now, I was at about 95.5. I said there's a 95% chance that Harris Wall's team will not win. I was very, very confident. Now it's down to about 80-20. And there's a couple of reasons that I'm seeing a lot of people watch. Come in and say hello, everybody. I'm really, really, really trying to see something. I'm trying to, yeah, I was at 95-10. No, 95-10. See, this is what happens when I'm by myself. I was at 95.5. Now I would say, to be honest, I'm at 80-20. Trump has did some very silly things. That it's like, somebody said, I don't know who it was, maybe TYT, I don't know, said that both campaigns are set on losing, and I agree with that so much. I don't think either campaign wants to win. And I'm sorry to be pausing, guys, but I'm sending this to the background. I'm sending out an SOS here because sending out a SOS to somebody to appear. So it'll be just a moment, guys. Yeah, Trump has done a lot of silly things, including the whole rally at Madison Square Garden, MSG. I'm sorry, I'm just sending. That may not work, but we'll see. But I know what I'll do. So like I said, Trump has done a lot of silly things. Not that the Harris team hasn't, but they haven't done as many dumb things. So Trump had this rally, and trust me, I'll be talking about Dr. West here in a moment. But since somebody asked me what my prediction is, I got to tell my rationale about why I'm saying what I'm saying. Had a rally in New York. I don't know why he would have a rally in New York. His chances of winning New York are very, very slim. Um, I don't like, why are you wasting money on this? But they hired this comedian, and I'm gonna try to find this clip while I'm letting. And hello, Vanessa Davis Griggs. You believe Harris is gonna win? See, I can't agree. And I can't agree because I don't know what she's saying. That's my problem with both candidates. I have no idea like what their agenda is. And people say, oh, well, she wants to build 3 million houses. Okay, how are you going to do that? Are you going to go out and buy land? Is it going to be means tested? Is it going to be, all of those things? She's talking about um, having a national ban on price gouging. Does it really? I got to be with Nelson here. Both being that both Harris and Trump are bought out by corporate empire, if any of those two gets in, we the people all lose. My vote is for West Abdullah for president and no one else. Absolutely. Absolutely. I voted for I was gonna say Dr. Harris. Lord have mercy. I voted for Dr. West and Dr. Abdullah last week. And while I'm trying to find this clip, I want to kind of talk about my experience. First of all, I stood in line for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let's put it like this. Indiana is a red state. There is absolutely, positively no way the Harris camp wins Indiana. It's not going to happen. It's not going to, they have no chance. They haven't campaigned here. They don't have an office here because even they know they're not going to win Indiana. I don't know where these people came from. I don't know where these people came from. They were there, and I mean, it was lines like where we stood at. The line went all the way like around, like they had the line like kind of curved around, and it was like all the way in the back. I mean, it was just I'm trying to find this, guys, and I'm sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time, so I'm gonna type first and then talk. Hold on, we gonna do it. Please do. And I'm not trying to be like jumping on you because, again, you have the right to vote for whoever you want. But I don't quite get it. I mean, she's saying these things, first of all, word salad. Girl, you got to say something else. I don't know who, like, your sentence structure, it's not making sense to me. It's just like big old word salad. It's like, would you stop with the word salad? So again, Vanessa, thank you for tuning in. Not trying to attack you. If you could tell me, I mean, my vote's already cast for Dr. West and Dr. Abdullah because they want to stop genocide and not enable it like Harris is. But if you could tell me, people, here's a question. If you could tell me, one, what is she proposing? And two, how come so many people that are voting for her are just sidestepping that the fact that the Biden-Harris administration is enabling genocide? I don't understand it. Like, again, not not to attack, because that's not what I want to do, because it seems like you're not coming in here telling us we're a bunch of idiots, which I appreciate because that would make my blood pressure go up. But I don't understand the need to vote for like that. That's why I'm not voting for Trump. He enables genocide. I mean, clearly the man moved the U.S. embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, causing more strife. So I'm not quite understanding it. So I don't understand why people would just kind of like swipe that over. Maybe because genocide is like my red line. But to quote Dr. West, an Israeli baby and a Palestinian baby both have equal value. I don't see like why are we just casting away the Palestinians like they don't even matter? That's um um I just don't understand like why are so many people excusing it. So if you can explain those two things, I'd be more than willing to listen. But again, my vote's already cast. I'm gonna find this clip. I'm going to find this clip. And I'm gonna play it because this. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, no, I'm by myself today. So this, yeah, no, I don't like being by myself, right? Because racist comedian. I got Trump. I'm gonna play this because I can. Nope. Okay. Backlash. Oh, here it is. Okay. If you all can hear this,
we're entering the final stretch before the November election this morning.
This is from What's 11.
Distance itself from a comedian
because YouTube doesn't like me sharing clips, so I got to do this.
Remarks made about Puerto Rico.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
So that is Tony Hinchcliffe. He's a host of a comedy podcast and took to the stage during a pre-show for the former president's Madison Square Garden rally on Sunday. He made those jokes.
So he calls Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. And that wasn't even the worst part. Another part, the guy said he knows somebody black in the crowd, and he was like, "Yeah, that's my friend. Me and him carved some watermelon." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Oh my gosh! I don't think either candidate wants to win, and this is another reason why I support Dr. West, because one, he's running within the empire to bring the empire down. He's serious about his campaign. I don't know. You know, everybody's like, well, Trump is on a power trip. I think Harris is on a power trip. But I get that Puerto Rico, if you're in Puerto Rico, you cannot vote. But there are Puerto Ricans in the United States, right? Like, why are you saying something to like get them angry? So there's lots of comments coming in here. So let me get to the comments here because y'all got them. Thank you very much. So Vanessa has an answer to my first question. So she says, to win, one must reach 2-7 in the Electoral College. As it is at this point, the 3 battleground Harris needs, in addition to solid blue states. Oh, I see my guess. My temporary emergency fill-in guess is in the back, but I'm gonna finish this sentence and come on in because I'll let them in here in just a moment. To win, one must reach 270 in the Electoral College. At this point, the 3 battleground Harris needs, in addition to solid blue states, all she needs is Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. She will not win Michigan. That's where I disagree with you at. I don't think she's winning Michigan. She may pull out Pennsylvania. She probably will win Wisconsin, but I can't see it. Like I said, I was about 95.5 saying Harris is going to lose. I just didn't see it. I didn't appreciate the whole thing about her just enabling genocide, and it just didn't make sense to me. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Tracy. How you doing today? Good evening.
I'm glad you got my message. I'm like, oh, my guest didn't come today. So she must have got busy with something else, what I'll call. So basically, I'm talking about Tuesday's show. I'm going to be here live Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. for a special congratulations to the 47th President, Dr. Cornel West election special show at 7:30.
Ready.
So I'm talking about the reasons why I don't. Somebody asked me for my prediction, and I'm holding on to. I think Harris is going to lose, but the probability of it has came down. I was at 95.5. I was 95% confident she's going to win. Now I'm at about 80-20. I'm like, I think Trump to me is trying to lose. Like, he just keeps. I'm like, dude, all you had to do was don't say anything. Like, don't do any interviews. Don't say anything. He goes out there with the truck, with the dump truck.
Right.
He can barely get in it. And I'm like, do you want to win?
You know what it is, Tracy? You know what it is, Tracy? Oh my God, you make me laugh because how Trump try to get into the dump truck, right? Because you know Donald Trump right now he's trying to show that he can relate to the working class people, especially working at McDonald's, how he handled French fries.
You know what? That McDonald's needs to be closed. You don't let somebody with that much hair be around food, no hair in that. He did not. I'm like, bro, where you hearing that at? Bro,
yeah, and also right, and speaking about like how his advisors are telling Trump, don't say anything on TV, right? And but you know Trump, you know how Trump is. He's unapologetic. He doesn't care about people's approval, disapproval. He's like, this is me. This is who I am. I'm going against like the status quo, or I'm bucking the trend. I'm just gonna be me because I know how to brand.
But Michael, he had one job. All he had to do was say nothing. Don't say anything. Don't hold a rally where you play the Dixiecrat song and a black person is speaking. Don't do that. Don't hire a non-funny comedian to make a joke about you and a black person carving watermelons. Don't do that. Like, who?
Yeah, I know.
These Trump, people need me to be their advice. No, they don't, because I would tell them to drop the two-party system.
But you know what? You know, Tracy, I'll say this, that a lot of Black American male voters are supporting Trump at a higher rate than a Black American woman. So for Black American men, it makes no difference. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, most Black male voters are looking at their paycheck, their wallet. And
everybody's looking at their paycheck.
Oh, of course, everybody, no doubt. I mean, it's no doubt everybody's looking at their paycheck, but specifically, definitely, Black Americans are looking at their paycheck for sure. Because
and that's the other problem. That's why I'm down another 80-20 instead of 95.5. I think she's going to get way more of the Black vote than even I thought.
Yeah, but this one's going to be very close. I'll tell you because I don't go by what MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, because they could say, "Hey, Trump won." CNN and MSNBC said, "Oh, Camilla won." So I think we need to go by the average. I think the average is more appropriate, and it's more like more realistic. Because if you go by the average, we know who had won. We know clearly who had won, who had won the number of votes. To me, it's just better to go by the average. Because a lot of the media outlets, they're going crazy. And I've never seen any like media outlets ever go this crazy before over like presidential candidates, in my lifetime.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my goodness. So Vanessa is answering a question I asked because Vanessa is new to the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, even though I normally don't say subscribe to the channel on this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But I was asking her, how come so many Democrats are just fine with voting for Kamala despite her enabling genocide?
Right. I can answer that.
I couldn't give answer. So her answer to me is, I get the part about genocide. I'm not a fan for that myself, but here's the point. Biden is president. She is the VP. That is true because ultimately he makes the final decision. I absolutely agree with that. I have a feeling as president, she will have a different way of making things right. That's where I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree, because with her own cricket mouth, she said, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to give Israel whatever they need. Not, I'm going to cut. Now, if she had said, I'm going to cut money to them if they keep bombing, okay. not exactly the answer I want to hear, because I want a permanent ceasefire and ending the occupation and
Sure.
peace negotiation. Like, I want all three, not just one. But
Right.
she said with her own mouth, I'm going to give Israel whatever it is they need.
And speaking
So
to right.
again, not attacking Vanessa, because that's
Hmm.
not what I want to do, because you don't seem like a troll. I can't, my, especially when she says
Hmm.
something like that. And that's another reason I appreciate Dr. West running, because it gave me a candidate that I could say, I want to say win so bad.
Hmm.
When Dr. West is in the White House, he's going to put executive orders in place to stop all of this funding of all of these wars that
Right.
makes no sense.
Yeah, and speaking about what Vanessa said, I just want to answer Vanessa's question. If you could pull up Vanessa's statement, just
Oh
want
shoot. Oh,
to.
the last one.
Yeah, let me see. I'm not there for myself, but here's the point. Biden is presidency is VP. I'm feeling that as president, you'll have a different way of making things right. And in answer to Vanessa Davis Griggs, I think a lot of people lean towards lean towards Kamala Harris, especially women. I noticed the Karens and Beckys cannot tolerate Donald Trump's rhetoric, especially in regards to like abortion, women's rights, because they find that Donald Trump is too extreme. He's too hostile, too macho. So they know in Camilla, she will protect abortion rights. That's what they see in her, right? And and right. And another thing is that and also the Republicans are supporting Kamala Harris, especially especially the woman. I mean, the female Republicans. You know, like the Liz Cheney, the moderate Democrats, because they can't tolerate Donald Trump being hostile. You know, being unprofessional, right? But and what they see in Kamala is she's very professional. She's very cordial. She's very bipartisan, right? Even though like the moderate Republicans disagree with Camilla, but they would rather vote for her than have a man back in the office who's going to like go nuts if he comes
Yeah,
back.
and that's another reason why, like I said, when I first made my prediction, I was 95%. I was like, nope, she's gonna
Hmm.
lose to Trump. She's gonna lose to Trump. She's gonna lose to
Right.
Trump. And this is why now that has really slipped. And that's another reason why. But here's what I'm gonna say to the Democrats, because I see a whole bunch of y'all watching again.
Hmm.
Liz Cheney campaign with you is not a flex. That is not good. Do you know who her daddy is?
Yeah,
Her
Dick Cheney.
daddy is war criminal Dick Cheney.
Yeah,
Let me say that again. War criminal Dick Cheney. This woman voted with Trump 93%
5%.
of the time.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's not a flex. A flex would be somebody that doesn't like Trump, like Mitch McConnell
Hmm.
or Mitt Romney or somebody like that.
Right.
But Liz Cheney, no, or even Adam Kinzinger.
Right.
He only voted with Trump like what 70% of the time.
20%
Although,
of the time. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, about right. Yeah,
yeah.
and also right, and
Can
we
I
just
answer Jason real quick? So
sure.
Jason, she does speak in word salad. She does not ever directly answer a question. She does not. It's word salad.
Sure.
She says nothing. She says a bunch of empty platitudes,
Hmm.
words that I just want to give her a bottle of dressing so that she can dump it on all the word salad that she's out here posing.
Right.
Because it's just word salad. You may continue.
Sure. Yeah, and also, and speaking about that, right? You know why Camilla's not answering questions directly from journalists?
She has no
Because
answers.
it's not she has no answers too, right? But she's being advised by by economic advisors, campaigners. Hey, be careful how you respond to very controversial questions because you can't afford to lose the votes, right? And also her voters want her to be, presidential, be moderate, don't be too extreme. If you go too extreme, you're gonna lose a lot of swing voters. So I think that's why she's answering indirectly or providing like word salad responses. And I think she's no different from Obama. Same with Obama. Obama had I'm saying remember in 28 there was a slogan. I think there was a I'm trying to remember um, oh, it was Republicans for Obama in 2008. I'm sure you remember that, right? When the economy was bad, because
Mm-mm.
Republican voters were frustrated with Bush Jr. For 2 terms, got us into like terrible like wars that were not paid for. He bailed out a lot of banks. So Republican voters felt frustrated under Bush Jr. and they didn't feel like Republicans had any way to recover from their mess. So they reluctantly went with Obama because they knew Obama had hope. He could restore the country to back where it was before, before the recession, the two miraculous war spending, and back to decency, right?
Right, but I got to answer Jason because
Sure.
this is another one I hear because y'all give me good questions tonight. Thank you. So Jason says what I've heard a billion people say. I love Dr. West and all he's done for education world, but how can you explain his path to victory? How will he get 270 electoral votes? Okay, so I'm not a political expert.
Mhm,
But if people would just vote their conscience instead of voting for the two-party system that just ignores their needs and wants and aspirations, that's a
mhm.
good way to get it. Now I know there's 3 states that Dr. West will not be on the ballot. No, 5.
Fine.
Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas. I can't name the other ones.
How about Indiana? How's he doing in Indiana State, Dr. West?
It's not good.
He's
Indiana,
not good
Indiana is Republican. Indiana is so Republican. It is like um
because I don't.
if he got 1%,
Uh huh.
I'd be happy. I would be literally that happy.
Right.
Because Stein, she didn't even get 50,000 votes here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Right.
no, wait a minute. She didn't run last time. It was Howie Hawkins that
Harry
ran.
Hawkins. Yeah. So Indiana. Yeah. So Indiana State, because I thought Indiana's part of the Midwest, isn't it?
Yes. Puerto Rico's Recommend Square is horrible. Yes, it was. This is kind of silly. Well, William, thank you very much. I appreciate any comments.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah. Anyways. Last night, Philip Scott said to American voters, if you don't want the Democrats, Republicans to win, then we need to vote for like third party candidates in massive number. But he said the reason why third party candidates are not succeeding because the problem is that too many American voters are voting for Democrats and Republicans every election. And so he said if you want change in this country, then we have to start voting for third parties or start voting for them in masses.
Yep. And Vanessa, this is a point that this is one of the main reasons why I took Trump's percentage of winning from 95 to 80.
Mm-hmm.
That comedian was, first of all, he was not funny. Was not funny at all.
Mm-hmm.
Then I forgot about the Trump throwing paper towels when he withheld that money from Puerto Rico. I was like, oh my gosh, I literally forgot about that.
Right.
I forgot all about, I don't know what happened, but as soon as I saw that commercial, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
Um,
Tracy, I got a question for you. So if Trump, let's say if Trump were president today and he cuts reparations, would you take that? Would you accept a check?
I would accept a check from anybody. I took the stimulus check. I don't see why I wouldn't take the reparations check. My only condition would be what conditions does it come with?
I mean, let's say no conditions. Just say, hey, you know what? Thank you so much
I
for building
mean,
this country
I
for
took the
400 years.
if there's no conditions, I took the stimulus check. I didn't have any problems depositing. No, actually, it came through automatic deposit. I didn't have any problem spending any of that money, so I don't see why I wouldn't. I'm more about the policy,
Hmm.
not the person. Do I
Right.
think that Donald Trump is this great humanitarian? No, I do not.
Right.
No, I do not. And the chance of him signing reparations now, Michael, come on now, let's be for real.
Yeah. I'm saying like hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, you speaking of I'm smoking something and it should be illegal because
Uh-huh.
no.
Uh-huh.
But I'm trying to get to all of these comments because y'all keep them coming in. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Cornel West can get to 70 electoral votes if people stop making excuses to just vote. Absolutely.
Which I said earlier. Yeah. If we start voting in masses for Dr. Cornel West or other third party candidates, for sure.
See, I have to agree with Hooray on this. This is the problem. I didn't realize there were so many Puerto Ricans in like Wisconsin and
Mhm.
Pennsylvania. I just thought most Puerto Ricans lived in Florida or New York. That's where I thought most Puerto Ricans lived at. but they said like 270,000. I'm like, oh my goodness.
How many Puerto Ricans live in Indiana State?
I would
Tracy,
say 5. I
5,
mean, we just are not a diverse state. Indiana is like maybe 5% black.
5% black.
No,
I thought
no.
it's 10% black at least.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, 10%. Like we're a majority white state.
right.
Majority.
How about downtown Indianapolis? I'm pretty sure it's diverse, right?
Yeah, about 30% black.
30% black.
I've never met a Puerto Rican though.
That's not bad. 30% black in downtown Indianapolis, not that bad, right?
Okay, can I answer this question? Oh,
Go
please
ahead.
let me answer this question. So Harris wants to win. I disagree with that, but again, Vanessa, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it because I always like to, explore other options in terms of like seeing where people are thinking.
Mhm.
It's fine line because many people don't want a woman and or a black woman. Let me tell you something. I definitely want a woman to be president because I feel like men have caused 95% of every war that has ever existed.
Mhm.
They have messed up enough, and it's time for a woman. However, I don't want just any woman. That I won't settle for that. I won't settle for a woman that was for Medicare for all, but then she was against fracking and now she's for
For
it.
fracking.
She co-sponsored the bill about reparations when she was a senator, but now doesn't think that it's the time. No, you got to bring your A game. I would say that of anybody running for president, whether it's Claudia De La Cruz, and I'm just naming women
Right.
now, whether it's Claudia De La Cruz, Jill Stein, Jasmine Sherman, or Kamala Harris, you got to step your game up because you're in a male-dominated field. Now, I know that doesn't sound good to say or feels good, but that's just a fact. There are people like my daddy, may he rest in peace.
Right.
There's no way my father would vote for Kamala Harris. No way, ain't gonna do it because why? She's a woman. And he doesn't feel like a woman should do that. But then, of course, I point out to him and people that think that way, hey, this is what I don't want. What I don't want people to do, and they tend to do this, is to just say, like when Barack Obama was president, racism is over. No, it's not. Sexism will not be over when Kamala Harris, if she gets elected, which again she's not going to. But hey, that's just me just thinking.
Right. And speaking about and speaking about women president, what do you think about Elizabeth Warren running for president in 2020? Do you think
Don't
Elizabeth
ask me
Warren?
about Elizabeth Warren. I don't cuss. I don't. I can't with her. She annoys me. I can't. I won't. I don't even like discussing her. She just makes my stomach crawl. Really.
How,
I mean,
how about Bernie Sanders in 2020?
There's another one you don't really want to mention him
No.
to me.
I mean, who did you vote for in 2020? I'm just curious.
2020, I wrote in Howie Hawkins.
Harry Hawkins. He was more progressive than Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, right?
Yeah, because by the time that I voted, well, by the time in 2020,
And they were.
yeah, because I wrote in Howie Hawkins, so I knew, and that was because I wanted my vote for governor to count. Because I was going to write in Bernie Sanders' name, but they were like, no, he didn't declare himself a write-in candidate. So in Indiana, you can't just write in anybody's name. That person has to declare. And so since Bernie never declared himself to be a write-in candidate, if I did that, my whole ballot would be thrown out. And I really, really liked the governor, actually a Democrat. I can't believe I said that. I'm like, y'all ran somebody with some backbone, but he didn't win. But still, I didn't want my ballot to be tossed out. Let's see. More comments.
Someone said Cornel needs to go home. What's your response to that, Tracy?
A lot of people need to go home. See, I can't win people in their arguments. Like, I won't. It's like, you know what? I won't. I think the election comes down to one simple question. Do you want to vote for someone who will uphold our democracy, which, William, thank you for tuning in, but we don't have a democracy? Or do you want to vote for someone who will try to destroy our democracy?
We don't have a democracy anyways.
We
It's not
don't have a democracy.
a
We have
republic.
a system. We have a system that is controlled by big dollars.
Mm-hmm.
The corporations control our elections and not us.
Right.
So this whole democracy is that if we had a democracy, let me I don't agree with this statement.
Yeah,
If
me
we
neither.
had a democracy, we would not be using the electoral college, a literal remnant of slavery, to
Mm-hmm.
elect our president. I
Yeah,
don't think that most people realize that the electoral college is a remnant of
of
slavery.
slavery.
I
Yes, it
don't
was
think
built
most
into it.
people even know that or realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, this is left over from slavery. Why don't we just have it? You know what? Whoever gets the most
Popular
votes
vote.
wins.
Right. Right.
Or, I'm for ranked choice voting.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
That's what I'm for. But so most people can understand it. But
Right.
we do not have a democracy. So that whole you're voting to tear down democracy, I'm gonna ask democracy where, because I
Right.
don't see it.
And
We have remnants of it,
mm-hmm.
little bitty pieces of it, but it don't.
No,
No,
because
no,
to
no,
be
no.
honest, Tracy, democracy is only at the state level. It's not necessarily at the federal level. You know what I mean? Because Americans have more say at the state level than they do at the federal level, and I'm not sure they realize it. You know what I mean? Because federal actions, I'm sorry, federal bills don't impact us daily, unlike local and state um unlike local state governments do. And
Um, yep, got it.
yeah,
William, if you can explain this comment, there's absolutely no moral equivalency between Trump and Kamala. This is the mistake that this woman is making.
hmm
I think you're talking about me, but I don't know. So if you could kind of like explain that, because
yeah,
I'm like, okay. Next comment. Um, Cornel West is the best candidate for president, absolutely, that we have, and nothing to prove. He didn't need to run for president, but he did it for the sake of the people and Palestinians suffering genocide. Absolutely agree. So Vanessa says Trump wants to give Palestine to rich folks, which is true. That is a very true
hmm
statement. So you can put up hotels and have beachfront. Kamala will make things right with Gaza. Don't trust Trump, but I don't trust Kamala either.
you
But
know
that's
Kamala, yeah, because Kamala, she's going to continue Biden's policy of abusing migrants to not only Chicago but to other states. So it's no different from what Trump is going to do as president when it comes to giving Palestinians to rich people at hotels. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
yep. Nelson comes back with if Cornel West loses, we all lose. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Somebody, Paulette, no, Paulette says stop lying. Again, I think that's towards me, but I don't know because she's not the president. Okay, I got to answer this one. I got
Sure.
it. So, Michael, if you want to take a nap, because this is going to be a long one. Okay, so
Okay.
you're saying she's not the president. Okay, then why is she trying to take credit for the things that President Biden did? Oh, you're going to stay on the screen. But I'm just saying, you could come back on the screen. I'm just saying, I'm going to
Yeah,
talk
you
a
gonna be?
long
Yeah, it
time.
took a long time. Yeah, yeah.
About 2 minutes is all I need.
Sir.
Um,
Yeah.
um, she wants to play this game of,
hmm
well, Trump is bad, but he was president literally almost 8 years ago.
Right.
So you had Trump, Biden, and then whoever becomes president. It's like she wants to skip. It's like people want me
She
to
wants to scare
skip
people.
that
Yeah.
Biden was president, but she was vice president. Yes, I get it. Ultimately, Biden makes the final decision. That's his job. I get it.
Yeah, and also because when Camilla criticized Biden, like, oh, he's bad, oh, he's no good, right? Because you notice that Trump is hitting her on substance, right? And for me, it's like Camilla Harris attacking Trump on, oh, he's evil, he's wicked. It's gonna make Trump even more aggressive. You know what I mean? In his approach, because most Americans are demanding, look, we need a $20 minimum wage increase. We need rent control. We don't care about like who's evil or not. We don't care about like abortion, LGBTQ, legal make legalizing immigrants. We just need this money in our pockets, and I think that's where Kamala Harris is failing on the economic message, and even like progressives or frustrated Camilla, right? Because although Camilla although Kamala Harris spent a lot of money on advertising working class issues, but when it came to like showing for working class people at the rallies, she never showed up, and that even made the Bernie Sanders supporters frustrated, and they're now thinking about lean towards Trump at this moment. Some, if not all.
I don't know if that'll happen. Okay, so here it is. Here's another one I got to respond to. So he's also a climate change skeptic, which could spell disaster for the world. Absolutely agree. My question, why is Kamala for fracking, which is very dangerous? Fracking is extremely dangerous and unproductive. And how come under her administration, under the Biden-Harris administration, we drilled on more publicly owned lands for oil? That's all I got to say on that. Right. So Vanessa says, I'm not a troll. You came up on my feed. I felt led to engage with you. No judgment. I'm telling you, Harris is going to win. I still disagree. This is about saving democracy right now. I don't agree that we have democracy, but I'm trying to get through these comments before I move to my next thing. Yeah. We don't need to see any more blue, no matter who, or the far right red. We need the truth and justice for all as we continue with the same old garbage. That I agree with. Yeah. Parker. Okay, so Parker used to watch me on another podcast that I used to be on. And so he's a remnant. I'm glad you checked in, Parker. Hello. You said you think Trump had a 95% chance. When did you stop thinking Cornel West could win? I still think he has an absolute chance. I said between Harris and Trump. That's what I said.
Right. Not between
I didn't even Harris put that. I said between West. Harris and Trump. Yeah. I said nothing about, I didn't even put West in that equation.
Yeah.
So, clarification.
And speaking of that, Tracy, like if you were Kamala Harris's advisor, right, what would you say to her?
I would quit. I wouldn't even take the job. I'm like, for what? You don't listen to people. You've been sitting here, you send your little flunky Obama to go talk down to black men. Time out, well, you need to support her because she and then you complain, well, why is everybody saying I turned black? You're the one brought race up. Did nobody cares if you're black, white, we don't care. As long as your policies are cool, we fine. We with you. But no, then if I was her, stop with number one, stop the word South. Girl, if you don't say something, you don't say something of substance, that laugh, oh gosh, I know that don't got nothing to do with nothing, but but I would say it's because I'm a Medicare for all person,
right? But here's
I would say go back to your original stand on Medicare for all, because 61% of people who file bankruptcy do it because of medical debt.
Right.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, but what if Kamala Harris says to you, girl, but we can't, you see, I can't alienate Republican voters. I can't alienate swing voters.
But alienating black voters is A-okay. That perfectly fine. Just kick them out the door. Just keep, they're chasing this Republican voter that's probably not going to vote for them. There will be, do I think that Kamala is going to get some crossover Republican votes? Yes, I do.
Yeah, of course.
Because a lot of people cannot stand Trump. They don't want to see him in. So I do think she's going to get a large enough portion to win. That's where my question is.
Yeah, and another question I have is, like, if you were Kamala Harris advisor, would you tell Kamala Harris, like, try not to appear black, or would you tell her just be herself? Because I know Kamala Harris code switch when she was at the black church. She was like the Martin Luther King Jr. preacher. She was preaching so hard, like almost like singing at the choir.
I can't stand code switching. That is the one thing I can't stand. I can't stand it. I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna get to your question. Sure. I just want to get to this. Okay, so you said you think that Trump had a 95%. Oh, I already answered that question. Yeah. Oh, your argument on Cornel West winning a single state is completely absurd. Kamala's not going to stop genocide. That's if you think that. I don't name call, so I'm going to leave it alone. Vanessa Parker. Nelson says, F Vanessa, what democracy? Who voted for Harris to be the candidate for the people? Why is the Democratic Party pushing that empty disaster on the people? They've done this. The Democratic Party is good at this. They don't even let their own voters have a say in who the nominee is. They're just like, this is who you're going to support.
Mm-hmm.
You better support them. I don't even see why people vote for
Kamala.
I don't get it.
Oh, I get it. No, I get it. I do get it because she's a
Wait a
she's
minute.
oh,
So this is what you must have been talking about.
yes.
Melanie says Cornel needs to go home. So Melanie, thank you for tuning in. So I'm going to remind you of 3 things. There are 3 qualifications to run for president in the United States. Number 1, you must be 35 years or older. Dr. West meets that qualification. He's 71. Number 2 qualification is you must be born in the United States. Dr. West was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And the number 3 requirement is that you lived in America for 14 years. So saying that Dr. West shouldn't run is the most
Stupidest.
not stupid. I don't call people stupid because I try not to say that anymore. It's the most entitled opinion that I've heard tonight.
Mm-hmm.
To say that you get the Democrats automatically get my vote. No, they don't. They don't get my vote.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I wish people. It's like people will vote for Harris or Trump and they think things are going to change.
Right.
They're not. You're going to have 1 or 2 things happen. Either World War III or a civil war.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking me to pick which war I want. And I don't want either.
Right.
So I'm going to pick Dr. Cornel West, whose name is only spelled with 1 L.
Mm-hmm.
And because he stands for what I stand for.
Right.
And his voice has just as much right to be heard as Kamala Harris, who gets millions and perhaps billions of dollars of dark money rolling around. We don't even know who it comes from. So maybe it's Kamala that needs to go home and stop taking that APAC money and that special interest money. Maybe it's her that needs to go home. I don't know. Because see, I'm already getting worked up. So I'm going to just move on to the next
right.
comment, because I feel myself getting a little mad. That's just, to me, that's entitled. I can't with the entitled. Mark, I said Harris is going to win. The stimulus check didn't come from Trump. It came from Congress. Okay, this is another one. Vanessa, I got to disagree with you.
Came from Trump.
It didn't come from Trump. It came. She's right that the Congress passed it. Absolutely 100% correct. The Senate passed it. Law. But here's what Trump did. Thank you. He signed it into law. That's all that some people. Now, I'm not going to go out here and vote for somebody because they gave me a $1,200 check. No, that's not. If you're going to buy me, it's going to take me a little bit more than $1,200 to just buy me off, right? You're going to have to spend a whole lot more money than that.
Right.
But it came from Congress. You're right. Congress passed it. The Senate passed it. But Trump signed it. And law. That's what about this argument that irritates me, because it's like the Democrats want me to forget that Trump signed it. Yes, he was against it, but ultimately he signed it. Ultimately, he didn't veto it. He signed it.
Yeah, he was pressured by Democrats, you know what I mean, in Congress.
And that's fine, but I'm saying he signed it. Mm-hmm. He could have gotten outside pressure. He could have gotten pressure from the Republicans. He could have got pressure from his wife, his daughter, whomever, and said, you need to sign this. But he signed it. That's my point, is he signed it. And trust and believe, I am not a Trump supporter by any stretch of the means of the imagination. Do not get it twisted.
Yeah. Can I say something? Was it any different from Bush Sr. when he broke his promise in 1990? Read my lips, no new taxes.
And then raise taxes.
Yeah. Because he had a...
It should have been... Yeah, I'm not understanding. Okay, so it should have been read that many women don't want a black woman. But who...
What's men she's talking about? There's so many men. Is she talking about black men, white men, or just men in general? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so Nelson's got a good point. Trump has a history of not paying contractors for doing their job. Why would he be willing to pay reparations? That's a question for you, Michael, because I'm like, yeah, especially when
let me address that question. Let me address from Nelson.
Yes, please, because I'm like, huh?
So Nelson, interesting. You brought up how Trump didn't pay his contractors at all for the job for the Labor Day perform. That's true, yes, because Trump underpaid his contractors, yes, but not paying them living wage for overtime. But if we look at what Trump did when he was president just for one term, especially when we had a COVID-19, yeah, he gave us a stimulus check, like cash payment, or those who receive checks through their bank accounts. So I could see like why not Trump signing reparations into law, because we never know Trump. Trump is very unpredictable. Yes, Trump did acknowledge that yes, slavery exists in this country, and he said to Black American freedmen of chattel slavery, you guys deserve credit where credit needs to be given. Don't let anyone tell you that. And that made most Black American freedmen voters like very happy about it that they're being acknowledged. But it was very hard to determine if Trump was going to issue executive order. But if we look at it hypothetically, if Trump did it, I think it'll send a message to Democrats. You see, Democrats, you don't need to be a Democrat to do reparations, according to Trump.
Excuse me.
You gotta show people you're committed or deliver. So I think that's something that Democrats need to take Trump's message very seriously, because Trump is about substance, right? He's not about talk the talk. Let's walk the walk. And Democrats too many times do is they talk a good game, but they don't walk a good game. So there's a difference.
Yep.
So
Patrick, who's new here, thank you, Patrick, for tuning in, says Harris is winning. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was at 95.5. I said, no, Trump's gonna be here. Because remember, I put the race between Harris and Trump. I did not put Dr. West in the argument. I said would Trump beat Harris. I was about 95, now I'm at 80-20. But Sky Williams, who also is new, thank you, Sky, for dropping in. Don't worry, if 45 gets back in, you won't have to vote anymore. And here's what I'll say: that if this is my last time voting, which I don't believe it is, we will have elections in 2026 and 2028.
right.
I'm going out swinging. I'm going to make sure that society knows that I'm not about to stand for this mess. And so if this is it,
right,
I'm going out swinging. If there was a democracy, Nelson, this is why you are my cousin. If there was a democracy, Cornel West would be on the ballot in every state, but he is not, because they know he's a threat to the. You better talk about it. You, sir, better talk about it, because that's what it is. We do not have a democracy when a candidate that doesn't run under the duopoly
was selected.
Yes, well, it wasn't selected. Has an outside candidate has to go gather hundreds of signatures, gathers the signatures, then has them thrown out because they forgot to dot the I and cross the T, and they didn't put I before E except after C, and da 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 da. We do not have a democracy. Because there's a team, go to Google Schoolhouse Rock and learn because they have a team, go Google Schoolhouse Rock and learn the rules of government. They don't apply. Why don't they require men to give vasectomies? I don't know. I think that's a brilliant idea. Nino Gold, which is another new person, says she never did that. You're lying about Harris saying that about Biden. You only speak for a small minority, so share your opinion, but don't lie. Apparently, I missed some conversations up at the top that I'm not getting this comment. But I'm going to just keep going because I want to get to all the comments. I'm sorry you're misinformed. You need to research. I'm not saying no to West, no to compromise. He's more like a dictator. I'd rather have someone who at least speaks the truth.
Yeah, and that's Cornel West. He speaks power to the truth. Yeah.
Please stop. Trump is the one with the word. Okay, Trump does word salad too. Trump absolutely. The thing about Trump is he word salads. Like he word salad, but not as bad as Kamala. She word salads way worse than he does. I'm like, what he does is he'll start talking about airplanes. In the middle of the sentence, he'll talk about air dryers. Then he'll move on to wind forest. Then he'll talk about the Wizard of Oz. And then he'll go back to the first thing he was talking about. Like, he moves around. Harris doesn't do that.
Right.
She'll start talking about platitude. Like, they specifically ask her a question, and she'll go all the way around it and won't even. No, she works. They both do it, but she does it worse than he does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here is 2024. It's better than a racist. But we still have genocide. I still, again, y'all got to really explain to me, how is y'all comfortable voting for a genocide? If you vote for Trump or you vote for Harris, you're voting for somebody that enables genocide. It don't make no sense to me. I literally, and I'm being honest, I don't understand it. I don't understand why you sit there. You know it. You know they're not going to tell Netanyahu, no, you can't have more money.
Yeah,
it's like,
right. Oh, Tracy, I'll speak to that. It's better than racist because I think what this people are missing a time where everything was just normal. When I say normal, meaning everything was covert. I think that's what she's trying to say. Let's go back to covert times where people were not too bold about their views. You know what I mean?
And that still doesn't explain the voting for somebody that
Right.
says, I'm going to give Israel everything they need. How about I'm going to cut off their money if they keep on killing innocent Palestinians? Now, if she said that, I still wouldn't vote for her, because I'm still going to vote for Dr. West. But at least I would have listened. No, okay. Nelson, you wrong for this one. You have to admit that Harris cackle was perfect for Nelson. Someday I'm going to come to New York. We got to meet up someday. Vice presidents do not set policy. That I agree. Yep. They work for the president and only do what the president tells them to. They are supposed to be invisible. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. But again, why is she running on the positive things that Biden did? Right. If what you're saying is correct, and I agree with what you're saying in theory, then why doesn't she just totally move herself away from that administration? She wants it both ways. The things where she perceives that Biden did well with, she wants to embrace. And the things that we say, ooh, like genocide, 625,000 homeless people, she wants to say, oh, well, I wasn't the president, but you were the vice. If anything happens to the president, you, ma'am, become the president.
Yeah, you know what it is, Tracy, because Kamala Harris is trying to say that, look, we made progress. Look, under the Biden-Harris administration, we made progress as a country. We got out of COVID-19. We increased wages for American workers. So that's why I think why Kamala Harris does not have her own platform. She's trying to show that let's continue the Biden-Harris administration moving forward, without giving a clear giving a clear definition. What does this vision look like going into 2024 and impossible and also possible in her re-election bid? Because she sounds like Al Gore, to be honest. Remember when Al Gore ran in 2000? He didn't really have a platform what he was going to do if he were to become president. He said, let's continue the Clinton-Gore policies from 1993. Like, we have a budget surplus. We're not going to create any new programs, but we're just going to keep it the same.
Yeah, no, she's trying to have it both ways. Like, she's like, well, I was just the vice president. Okay, then stop claiming all the bad, stop claiming all the good stuff. But okay, so this is the one I got to answer this one. Hopefully her policies will move to the left. Don't count on it. After she wins, which she won't. Right now, she has to show loyalty to Biden. Why? I don't understand that comment at all. She really does not have to. Who is this lady? I know people vote for her. She changed. She's the change. We've all been waiting for. Vote blue. I say vote blue. You're voting for genocide. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care. People don't have to like it. Right. Tracy, don't you understand that Kamala may not be perfect, but if Trump gets in, you will not recognize his country in a few years. I don't recognize it now. What you don't understand, William, and I'm being very polite when I say this, you're literally telling me, forget about those children in Palestine. Forget about them. Their lives don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me to forget about the 625,000 people. Stop saying Trump bad is not a reason for me to vote for Harris. You're going to have to come up with way more than, well, I've already casted my vote. I already voted for Dr. West. So my vote is signed, sealed, and delivered. You got to come back with, we may not recognize this country. Maybe it's time for the empire to fall.
Exactly. I'll be back, Tracy. I got to use a quick bathroom. I'll be back.
Yeah. Maybe, maybe it's time for the empire to fall. And I don't want to be that blunt about it, but please pronounce her name right, and sorry who you get your information from, Newsmax, blah blah blah. I don't think you know, but you're wrong. Shh. Yes, I was gonna say, Nelson, I don't think you know this, but you're on the wrong channel. I think some of y'all know that she's gonna lose, and it's like, we're gonna attack everybody. I'm just going through these. Yes, there is a way. There's always a way. But here's the one. Oh, this argument. By voting for West, you are really voting for Trump. No, I'm not. Do you want to live in a fascist country? I already do. You may think that things are bad now, but they will get much worse. How do you know that? I only have one vote. I don't know how many million times I've said this. I only have one vote. Just because I don't vote for a person that supports genocide does not mean I'm going to necessarily be voting for another person that votes for genocide. My vote for Dr. Cornel West is my vote for Dr. Cornel West. I get one vote. That's all I get. I don't know how else to say it. This whole a vote for this person is actually a vote for that person is another entitled statement. You get mad. I literally at this point, I can't with this argument because it doesn't make sense to me to tell people like me that can't stand the two-party system, well, you're really voting for this. It's like, take these two. What you're really saying is take these two bad choices. We know they're both bad, but this one is a little less evil than this one. The lesser of two evils still leaves evil. I don't know how many times I can say it. I don't know how many ways I can say it, how many times I can make the statement. The less this argument says that you think that you're entitled for me to vote Democrat, I am not. I get to vote any way that I want. If I want to vote Republican, which I don't, then I will vote Republican. If I wanted to vote for a Democrat, which I really don't, then I will vote Democrat. I chose to vote for a candidate who I believe values Jewish babies, Palestinian babies, American babies, Kenyan babies in the same manner. And I can't say that for the candidate that you're supporting. My vote for Dr. West is my vote for Dr. West. Okay, so no, I'm not. I'm on the right channel to hear this bull crap. It's just fun. See, you really don't have to watch. I mean, I'm not trying to be like funny or anything or rude because I always appreciate trolls.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's this whole sense of you all think that you're entitled to a vote. No, votes are earned.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a free Black woman since January 4th, 1974. I can vote anyway for anybody who I ever want to vote for. That's just the way.
Wait. So you're born. Wait, your birthday is January 1st, 1974.
January 4th.
Oh, January 4th. Okay.
I've been free. I'm free to vote any way I want. Nobody owns my vote. I'll do with it what I want to do with it. And again, you don't have to watch. I mean, I'm glad you think you're getting a laugh out of this, but some of us are serious about a living wage and Medicare for all and reparations. We're serious about those things, and we're serious about supporting a candidate that has those things in mind, and not somebody that gives word service, not somebody that says, oh, well, for Medicare for all, then gets elected vice president. No, I'm not. No. And thank you, Ing Patty. I'm gonna thank you. I want everybody to look at this statement because she literally said this with her own mouth. Kamala Harris stated that she would not do anything that would benefit Blacks and African Americans only. She said that, but y'all want me to vote for her. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your serious mind? When we get a candidate worth 44, then we would take the time to say their name. Nelson, say it again. When I get a candidate that's worth something, like Dr. Cornel West, I'll say their name properly. Some of y'all more concerned about me saying her name properly than the fact that there's 40,000 dead Palestinians. But hey, that's just me. I don't have to say her name right because she's not winning. So, you know, you can turn off the channel. You can do whatever you want to. Because, see, I'm just saying. Kevin, thank you for checking in. Hello, Tracy. And guess on Tuesday, everyone would be shocked and surprised to see how many votes Dr. West will get. They sure will. They sure will. I agree with that statement 100%.
Guess what, Tracy? White Democrats are crashing on black women for not supporting Kamala Harris. But there's
got the nerve to say, why don't we support her? She literally said she wasn't going to do nothing to benefit me.
Like, what do you say to the Beckys and Karen specifically? Like, those who are, like, hardcore about supporting Kamala. They say, hey, we need black women to support Kamala.
Okay, see, this is going to get you blocked, Neo. You got the maple syrup lady and a ghetto Jackie Chan trying to speak on
ghetto
politics.
Jackie Chan.
Maple syrup lady. I don't think I'm wearing a scarf on my seat. You know what I don't tolerate. Let me.
Yeah, let's go back. Let me address that comment earlier.
No, I'm not gonna allow that type of nonsense.
Okay.
Racism ain't something I play around with at all. To disparage two people of color the way you just did, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That doesn't deserve a comment.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even ghetto. I'm not even ghetto Jackie Chan. So I don't know what she's talking about. Two is I'm speaking with facts and analysis. So I just want her to be clear. This has nothing to do about being ghetto at all. It's about the reality.
Yeah, and they just got banned because I don't play racist comments at all. It's something I won't tolerate. And anybody else that's got the little bright idea to make their Ku Klux Klan comments, you'll get banned too because I don't play with that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We can disagree because there's some people in here who I disagree with. But you're not racist. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not to racism. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Yes. Somebody else. All y'all Cornel West supporters out there, just type West Abdullah 2024 because I need to hear some comments. Thank you. You're welcome. I guess Mike Allen thinks I have no right to vote for who I want to. I'm leaving this channel. It's a bunch of poop. Bye. See you. You don't have to come back. And Nelson, why don't you show some respect? Because some people don't have it. Wes Abdullah for president all the way because progressives never give up, never surrender. Absolutely. Oh, this is
what I was talking about. Yeah, I was telling your guests, the audience, that a white Democrat crashed out on black woman after overhearing her supporting Trump for president.
I'm sorry, that racist comment just bothered me. I'm trying to calm myself down because, like, whoo, I'm gonna have to remember that I'm saved because, whoo, I want to go. I want to flash back. I want to do some flashbacks. I'm leaving that up for a bit to give myself kind of time to cool down. Just got news coming from the most respected pollster in Iowa. Kamala Harris is up there by 3 points. That's Iowa. Yeah. Again, when somebody tells you or points out to you that the two-party system isn't working, and you agree with us, but you keep voting for these people expecting things to change, it's not going to change.
It's not.
You are
Definitely not.
not going to get a minimum wage is still going to be $7.25 if I'm totally wrong and Kamala Harris gets sworn in as president. It's
Yeah.
going to stay $7.25.
Would you be surprised if it went up to $10.10 per
I
hour?
would be shocked if it went up to 8.
Hey,
Because I know Trump doesn't want it to go up because he literally had at least the decency to say, hey, I'm against the minimum wage going up.
mm-hmm.
Harris didn't even bring it up.
But and going back, going back to 1992, I remember the national minimum wage was like what, $4.25 an hour. Was that a liberal wage for you at that time, or not really? 1992.
I don't, you know what? 92, I was 18, so I probably thought that was like the greatest amount of money ever.
Wow, man, it's so cool. Don't you ever miss those times in the 1990s?
I miss the 80s more than I miss the 90s.
Wait, what's from the 90s? I thought the 90s was
No, because I grew up in the 80s, so I love the
80s.
80s. Love the music, love the time, love the fashion, love the everything.
Right.
Yeah. But okay, so William says, Tracy, if racism is that important to you, then I 100% agree. Then why would you enable Trump? I'm not enabling Trump. He's a racist. I don't want, let me say this again. I do not want Donald Trump to become president. In addition to that, I do not want Kamala Harris to be president.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to pick between evil and evil.
Right.
There's a third option out there.
Dr.
There's
Cornel
another
West.
way that I can go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to tolerate two terrible choices.
Right, exactly.
Most people, if you just ask yourself, William, and everybody out here who's been kind of like attacking me for the way I'm voting,
Mm-hmm.
what has voting, because this is a majority, looks like the majority is mostly Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
What has voting Democrat gotten you?
Like nowhere.
Like
right. So
okay, so he says, but West won't be president. But I still don't have to vote for Kamala or Trump.
mm-hmm.
And just because, and see, this is why we can't have nice things, right? Because we keep voting the same way, and then all of a sudden we just expect all these different results. It's not going to happen until your mindset changes and you're willing to say no more to the Democrats, no more to the Republicans. I'm going third party. Nothing's changing. Again, you, Kamala or whichever one, because y'all get real. I guess there's some people in the audience still, out here like whatever.
Because to me, evil. Even if Camilla still is less evil than Donald Trump is, she's still evil, still part of the system. It's like you're still voting for the same evil.
They don't realize that. That's such a good point.
Yeah.
If she's the lesser of two evils, that means she's evil.
Exactly right.
So I'm gonna go out.
And Tracy. Yeah, and Tracy. And so, what do you think is the best way for most Americans to get out ahead that voting for lesser evil is not the solution, but maybe traveling to different countries to get an idea how they implement social welfare?
I think if most people traveled outside the United States, they would never vote for the two-party system ever again. Because they would see, even in a place as crooked as England, their government is totally different. I mean, they've got 5 and 6 and 7 parties running in any election. The whole election cycle is maybe 6, maybe 7 weeks. We're dragging this on for a whole year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about
Right. And what would you say to your brothers and sisters who might be supporting and say, hey, oh, we can't have the NHS or universal healthcare because it's socialism. We want to build wealth. We want to get away from the plantation system. What's your response to that, Tracy?
I don't have one. Because if you can't see that our current healthcare system is awful
Mm-hmm.
and the Affordable Care Act is terrible, that's the one thing that I actually agree with Trump on. Yeah, I know people going to be surprised that yes, we do need to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. We need
Yes,
to
yes.
replace it with Medicare for all.
Oh,
Let me be um
uh-huh.
clear about that. But
Right.
we need to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. It's terrible.
It is
It
terrible.
it it, it gives tax breaks and incentives to the insurance company industry,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't benefit. It's too expensive, and
Right.
Medicare for all is much cheaper. But we can't have those conversations because big pharma and big insurance is paying all of those monies. And for the people that say, well, Dr. West won't win or can't win, he can't win if you don't vote for him.
Exactly. Yeah. And,
If
and
you don't vote for him, he can't win.
mhm. Right. And what do you say
That's
to
simple.
right? And what do you say to the Beckys and Karens who have a lot of privilege? They don't want to let go of their employer-sponsored health insurance. If we were to
Oh
transit,
shoot, I wish I could. Oh my goodness, that's like more money on your when you get your employee-based insurance,
mm-hmm.
that's coming out of your check. I don't
Right.
know most people like that's money that you could be having on your check to spend a way that you want.
Exactly. Because the Karens and Beckys are like, oh, we work so hard to get those jobs and to get benefits with it. And like, how do you flip the script on that? Telling the Beckys and Karens that the employer-sponsored health
I
insurance
don't
is
think some people want change. I think people complain to
especially
complain.
those who are like middle class. You know what I mean? Like the middle class Beckys and Karens. Who are holding on to something so tight.
Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I'm still tripping out on being called maple syrup lady. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I
Hmm.
really am trying
Yeah, I'm
because
pissed too. I was being called ghetto Jackie Chan. I'm not being ghetto Jackie Chan. I'm speaking truth to power. But Tracy, I'm here to defend you. Like you're speaking truth to power, Tracy. Like you are. Like I said,
um
those detractors, ignore them because they don't know what they're talking about. I'll tell you
that's
that.
hard too. Because I already have self-esteem issues, and
Uh
I
huh.
now you got to put it here. I'm like, nah, wait a minute, hold on. But again, that person's been blocked, so unless they come back as somebody else, I'll
Can I ask you
block them
some?
again.
Can I ask you something? What does he mean by ghetto Jackie Chan? Not so question.
I blocked them so they can't respond because
Respond.
I just don't. I won't support racism.
But what
You're
does he
not
mean
gonna.
by that? I'm just curious. What does he mean by
I
ghetto
mean,
Jackie
I
Chan?
guess it means because you're Asian,
Hmm.
and I guess I'm supposed to be Aunt Jemima, although I'm not wearing this thing around my
Right.
head. I'm
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I'm dark skinned
Right.
because I'm black, okay,
So
but
right.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's upsetting me. Um,
Yeah. At least William Asman agrees with you. He said we may disagree, but calling you maple syrup lady was very low blow and completely uncalled for.
yeah, it's like I'm not in. Well, I mean,
And same
we're
thing
not.
called being called ghetto Jackie Chan was uncalled for too. So William, you need to
Yeah,
address that as well.
it's like you're not gonna come on here and say you're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna come on here and just say calling somebody ghetto Jackie. No, nope, 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 nope. Um, here's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Who is more racist, Harris or Trump? When Kamala Harris was responsible for the mass incarceration of black people in California? That's an excellent question.
I would
Because
say
all Trump did was just deny housing to black people that wanted to rent from him.
mm-hmm. Right. And also President Trump, he signed the First Step Act into law that released a lot of incarcerated men from prison. So I'll give him credit for that. However, Kamala Harris, when she was prosecutor in California, she did not release one single black man from prison. I think when the DA told her that there was no evidence to put him in prison, please let him. Please, he needs to be granted. He needs to be released. And Kamala Harris said, "No, I'm not going to release him. No, no, I want him to be in the system." So, in my honest opinion, I think Kamala Harris is probably more covert racist than Donald Trump, who is overt racist.
It's a hard question for me to answer because I'm like, they both
Mhm.
equal. But
But Camilla's more covert. We can agree that
yeah, hers
covert.
is undercover because of
Right.
color of her skin. She gets away with it more. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, what an interesting night. I started this podcast off in a bad space. My guest didn't show up, and Michael
Mm-hmm.
came in to keep me company for an hour.
Who's your get? Who's supposed to be your original guest? Your friend?
I'm not gonna say, but I'm gonna contact her. Be like, girl, what happened? Um, she probably got busy or she forgot. It
Hmm.
happens. I've had guests not show up before, but didn't start off. Then I thought, okay, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
They
Did you have a favorite TV show in the late '80s, early '90s, such
too
as
many
a
to
dish?
name. That's a whole different podcast. I do that on Saturdays. We used at
Never
4.
mind. Okay, sorry. Never mind. Okay.
But I think what I want to get over to people is
Hmm.
nothing's gonna change until you change. You keep saying, well, Cornel West isn't gonna win. He can't win unless you vote
Vote
for
for
him.
him. Exactly.
You
Bingo.
have to stop accepting the excuses of the DNC and RNC.
Hmm.
They don't want you to have a living wage. They don't want you to have Medicare for all. They don't want to make improvements on the environment. They don't want free college. They don't want to forgive student loan debt. They don't want any of those things. And you voting for them
Hmm.
only says that you're okay with that. And
Right.
so I'm going to turn this over to the voters. And people can disagree with me.
Right.
It's up to you, the voters, to say, I've had enough.
Enough. And what do you say to the independent and swing voters who
Vote
are
Dr. Cornel
unskeptical?
West.
Well, hear me out on this, because most some independent swing voters are like, I don't know about Medicare for all. I don't know about reparations. I don't know about free college education. Like, what is your counter response to it?
If we can pay for war,
Mm-hmm.
we can pay for Medicare for all, free college for all.
Right. Like.
50 cents on every dollar is spent on military budgets.
Mm-hmm.
However few of that goes to the actual soldiers fighting these battles. It goes to military contractors.
Right.
So my argument would be, if we can fund war,
Mm-hmm.
we can fund Medicare for all, we can fund a living wage, we can fund child care, we can do those things.
Right. And what if some swing voters say, because I know Cornell has reparations, and the swing voters say, oh, Cornell cannot do reparations first. He has to do universal policies first over reparations. What is your response to that?
See, that's why I don't like that argument, because you can pass both of those on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a social issues Olympics, right?
Right.
Reparations is just as important as Medicare for all. Medicare for all is just as important as reparations.
Mm-hmm.
So putting one over the other, I don't think suits the argument, because
Right.
you can do both. I don't see why you can't. I
Yeah,
don't
because
see.
my understanding is that from, like, them folks, the Berkeys and Karens, they're gonna get jealous that if reparations were to happen, that means Black Americans will be elevated at the top, and them folks will be elevated at the bottom.
But we've been at the bottom. So see, I don't have those conversations with people
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not. We've been at this an hour and 30 minutes. I did not think we was gonna go this long. So I got another thing to say here.
Sure.
So before I wrap this up, remember, boy, I got to go through a lot of comments. I want to thank everybody except for Nino, who just had to bring racism into the flock, who just had to go there, for coming in. Oh, and even Melanie that said that Dr. West needs to go home. He's already home. He's in Harlem where he lives. I want to thank everybody for coming in. And here is a reminder. This Tuesday at 7:30
7:30 p.m.
p.m. I will be on this show doing an election special. Tune in. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that my invited guests will show up. Um keep our fingers crossed. But we're going to go through the states. When states give reports, we're going to talk about where the West Abdullah campaign goes forward, going forward. So remember that. Remember, we have the 25 likes and 15 shares, which means we need 25. And I know there was more than 25 people watching tonight. We need 25 people minus Nino, because we don't want you liking nothing. We need 25 of you to like this podcast. Liking brings this up in the algorithm on YouTube. Liking brings this up in the algorithm on YouTube. Also, we need 15 of you to share this podcast. You have friends that you email, take this link that you're watching and email it to your friends and say, hey, watch this. This lady got called maple syrup and her Asian guest got called ghetto Jackie Chan.
Yes.
And how we don't play them games here.
We don't.
Period. Nelson wants you to know that you are always a great guest, Michael. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, I responded to Nelson. I said you're welcome. It's a pleasure.
Okay, Tracy, they're choosing to fund wars. Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. But I want to thank everybody, and remember Tuesday, and remember Saturday. And I'm telling y'all now, I will be solo Saturday. And that's because I'm going to talk about the future. Like what happens to this podcast specifically until March 1st, 2025. And the new podcast debuts. So I will talk more in that in greater detail. Of course, I'm going to talk about the election. I got to talk about the election. Yeah. It won't be over November 5th because somebody going to get real petty and do a hand count because that's how petty they are. They have a right to ask for those.
Yeah, but very quickly, Tracy, I meant to ask, how do you channel energy when someone says we need to focus on vocational training over college education when we know we need to make public universities free?
Again, you can do both at the same time. College is not for everybody.
Right.
It's not. So I have no problems with people saying we need to emphasize vocational training more. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. And I also agree with those who want to be doctors or lawyers or engineers also need that college education.
Right. Because some people say, oh, if we make college education free, that means we're going to force everybody to go to college because now the government's mandating it. What's your response to it?
No, it just means if you go to college, you're not paying for it. You don't have to go to college. You could just say, hey, I'm going to just go get me a job at Wally World, and that's where I'm going to work at, and that's what I'm going to do. Nobody's making you do anything. We're just saying if you go.
Right, if you go.
You're not paying for it. You're not going into debt at 20 times the rate that you got a loan for.
Mm-hmm. Right. But why do you think some people have this misconception like, oh, if you make college free, that means you're forcing it? Why
propaganda.
Do you think propaganda from Democrats, Republicans, or just
both?
Democrats? Both. I
both.
See. Okay.
It's both. Y'all, I'm gonna ask y'all a favor before I go. I need some positive messages tonight. I don't normally like to ask for positive messages in the comments because I'm feeling some kind of way today. I'm gonna need some. Tracy, you doing great. You doing fantastic because I ain't feeling it today.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning for truth and justice to continue the momentum. Absolutely.
I agree.
So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of seconds here to type those. Great job, Tracy.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch some football tomorrow, Tracy?
Always,
the 49ers.
They don't play this week.
Oh, okay. But are you gonna watch like other football teams tomorrow?
Oh
then,
yeah,
or?
I'm gonna watch football. I'm gonna watch football after we get off there.
Yeah. Do you remember Jeff George? He used to play for the Colts in the early 90s.
Don't remind me of those years. Oh gosh, now you're gonna have me going down memory lane when they marched into the city with that Mayflower. I'm still waiting on y'all comments now. Help me out. Help me help take this show out on a positive note. Again, next week, by this time next week, we should absolutely know who's going to be the president of the United States. Tracy, I don't agree with you, but you seem like a very intelligent and very nice person. Thank you, William. And we don't have to agree. We just don't have to be disagreeable.
Right.
We don't have to just argue for argument's sakes. Are you kidding me? You're not great. You're awesome. You're taking on the fight. Thank you, Nelson. That's what I need. That's what I needed. I needed that because I need to feel better. I know I shouldn't look to outside sources to make me feel a certain way, but when I'm feeling a certain way, I got to admit, hey, I'm feeling a certain way.
When you say outside source, are you talking about like empirical data, or are you talking about like?
I mean, just like people. When somebody says something, it is bothering me because that Nino's comment bothered me to a point I wasn't expecting.
You know who's from Indiana State? Vivica Fox, actress.
Yeah, she was born. She was raised in she was born in South Bend and raised in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but she doesn't have that Indiana accent anymore.
No, because she's lived in California for like the past 20, 30 years.
Do you advise her to come back to Indiana?
No, she better stay right where she is at.
Really?
No,
Why?
don't come back. Don't. I'm trying to move here, so I'm like, no.
Because she says she says she misses her upbringing.
That's because she don't know no better.
No better.
So again, just to be to keep this brief, because I didn't realize it's almost 8:40. Next week, this again, the Tuesday show. Michael, you'll probably get an email. Just look for it.
Sure.
I'm telling you now, just look for it. You'll probably get one. But I just got confirmation from one of my other guests that she will be on Tuesday. So Tuesday we'll do the show. Saturday, I usually do the Silly Saturday show. I will probably just talk about the election because by that time we should absolutely positively know who the president is. And then on the podcast at 7, that's when I will talk about what we're going to do for the rest of the year, leading up to March 1st, and how you can help me because the audience is going to be a tremendous help, especially the Cornel West supporters out there. Oh, thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I'll talk more into details about that. So next Saturday, I will be by myself. There will not be another guest. I'm telling you right now, it's just going to be me. So yes, expect me to be on Struggle Street. It's going to happen. Just keep it in mind. Sure. Tuesday, I'll have the election show. Thursday, I probably will do no show. Just to kind of, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. But Saturday, I definitely will make the Silly Saturday show more serious and talk about if I'm wrong, which I still say Trump is going to beat Harris. That's my prediction. But hey, I could be wrong. Heck, I said Trump was going to win re-election. You see, I was wrong about that.
Right.
We don't know. But everybody, I can't say this. Think about who you vote for. Stop voting for the lesser of two evils. They're both evil. Vote for a candidate that values Israeli babies and Palestinian babies the same. Vote for somebody that wants to make the living wage $27 an hour or more with more considerations for people that live in higher to live states. Vote for that candidate, and that candidate is Dr. Cornel West. If you have not voted, remember you can still vote for Dr. Cornel West if you have not already voted. I voted for him this past Saturday. I wanted to cry a little bit because I felt like he should have been on the ballot, but that's a whole different discussion.
Mhm.
But I cast my vote, and I'm not ashamed to say, hey, that's who I voted for. And the way I was feeling last week when I said, if it leads to Trump, oh well, I still pretty much feel the same way.
Mhm.
But you caused this, Democrats. You brought it on yourself. It's not my fault that I didn't vote for Democrats. It's your fault that I didn't vote for you. So, you can miss me with the vote blue no matter whose.
Mhm.
I did what I thought was best. I voted my conscience, and that's what I'm going to stick with. And I'm really glad I did it. I don't know, Michael, have you voted yet?
Me? I was supposed to do early voting this week. I forgot because I made an error on the ballot, so I'm going to vote on election day, November 5th.
I'm gonna wish you all luck. What state are you in?
I'm in Virginia, the so-called, well, Virginia is now Democratic, but I still call it conservative state because we haven't gone completely blue yet. Because the governor's conservative.
If they have if they do souls to the polls, because I know a lot of churches are doing souls to the polls.
No, they're not doing souls to the. What did you say? You said
Souls to the polls.
souls to
It's
polls.
an effort that, yes, the DNC does this, but I actually think it's good. They take like church buses and they
Mhm.
drive people to the election site.
But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. There are a lot of early voters who are voting for Donald Trump in Virginia. I'll say this for sure.
And there was a lot of people I saw in that line. I'm like, I know good well they're not voting for Trump. One, because they said so.
Hmm.
I'm like, but it's Marion County, so Harris is gonna win Marion County no matter what.
Right.
Um, it's 30% black. I can't imagine Trump actually winning Marion County.
Hmm.
But like I said, if you haven't voted, whether you do it November the 5th or tomorrow, because some places are open tomorrow to
Uh-huh.
vote early, do it.
Yeah.
Vote for Dr. Cornel
Cornel
West.
West. I did. Yes. I circled in Dr. Cornel West, and then for the congressional races, I either put like I'm voting for Republican or I put my name in.
But since you're not declared, that's not gonna count, right?
Well, I know it's not gonna come, but it'll still count as voted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see where you mean, but
Yeah.
um,
Because I have this crazy candidate who's running for Virginia Senate. I'm sorry, Virginia Senate. He is like crazy. Oh my gosh. His name is Von Hao. He's Vietnamese American, hardcore like Trump supporter, right? I look at his platform. I looked at Von Hao's platform. I was not very impressed at all. He
yeah.
talked about we need to get rid of critical race theory. Let's return the government back to the local level. We can't have federal bureaucracy taking over the states. We need to make the military stronger. So when I saw Von Cal, although he's from a different ethnic background, I'm still not voting for him at all for my U as for I'm still not voting for him as my U.S. senator at all because his values and my values we don't align at all. And Von Hao, he's definitely against Medicare for all, no doubt. Whereas Tim Kaine, who's my current U.S. senator, he is a corporate Democrat, and he's definitely against Medicare for all as well. The only universal health care support is a public option or minor tweaks to Obamacare, and that's about it.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the well, I'll tell y'all that next week. So Nelson is going to get the last word. Cornel West has already made history his first time running, and he's got my vote on November 5th. So apparently, you, Nelson, are voting on November 5th. I got mine out the way. I was like, you know what? I want to make sure it's secure. I want to lock that vote in, lock it early, because I can't stand in line. That's just not gonna be my flow. So everybody, I'm clapping my hands because I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. I will go live. I actually you know, William and Vanessa, even though we disagreed, I found their points to be points I've already heard. And I could have discussions where some people I'm like, you know what, I can't talk to you, Nino. But I want all eyes on me election night. Cause it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night. We start at 7:30. I may come on at 7:15 just to kind of give people a heads up about how the night's gonna work. But like I said, Michael, be on the lookout for your invitation. It's gonna come. I'll tell you now, it's probably gonna come like Tuesday or Wednesday. No, it can't come Tuesday or Wednesday. Sunday or Monday. Sunday or Monday. Maybe tonight when I go. See, I didn't cook dinner again tonight, so I gotta.
Yeah. So what are you gonna have for dinner? Are you gonna go to get
fish?
steak?
I'm getting fish. I'm eating fish tonight. That's where I'm on my way to after this. But remember, everybody, remember the 25 likes, 15 shares campaign. I'm going to be emphasizing that on every podcast I do from now on. I want 25 likes, 15 shares. If we can get 25 likes, that will boost us up in the algorithm. I have made up my mind whether I'm going to come back on Thursday. I know I'll be on Saturday at 4, probably talking about the election. Then I'll be on at 7 talking about my special news, which I won't reveal what that is until Saturday. So you got to watch next week. Vote Dr. Cornel West.
Amen.
Don't think about it. Think about it. Obviously think about it. But don't second guess yourself. Stop supporting the blind eye to genocide. Our government needs to stop funding these crazy wars that we've been in with no end. We can't keep sending our young men and women to fight wars overseas. It can't keep going. We've got to stop this. We've got to. And be on the road to peace and negotiations and those type of things. And that's what Dr. West stands for. Right. So, Michael, I'm going to take us down. Sure. I'm going to do the outro. Hopefully I'll see you Tuesday. And we'll just see everybody. We see you. Thank you, everybody, for watching this show. I really enjoyed the discussion until we got to Neo. I'm trying to act like I live right, because that still bothered me. But I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'll be the bigger person and not say what I'm thinking, because that's ungodly, and I don't want to do that. But thank you, Michael, for coming in at the very last minute.
You're welcome.
Thank you for everybody watching. I'm going to take us down. We're going to do the outro. I'll see you all Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
Amen.